Join Bob Kolazarik as he welcomes a diverse array of guests to the enlightening talk show, Greetings from the Ashram. In each episode, Bob sits down with experts and practitioners from the world of complementary healing modalities, spirituality, and holistic wellness to delve into the transformative power of these practices. From ancient traditions to cutting-edge therapies, Greetings from the Ashram offers viewers an insightful and uplifting journey into the realms of mind, body, and spirit. So now, please welcome your host, Bob Kolazarik.
Hello, everyone. Namaste and welcome. I am Bob Kolazarik, and you're watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Welcome to another energy-charged episode of our podcast. Today we have a truly inspiring and transformative guest joining us. I'm thrilled to welcome Christian Long. He's the owner of Transformation Group. Christian is not just an energy healer. He's a beacon of positivity and a master at integrating energy healing, meditation, and practical spirituality to create better business owners and businesses. Christian's journey is nothing short of extraordinary, from being a high school dropout to evolving into a six-figure energy healer. The story is a testament to the power of self-belief and transformation. Today, he will share with us the main chakras or energy centers that can determine success or failure in business, and how regular energy healing can remove energetic blockages, reduce stress, and boost team harmony. So this conversation is going to be packed with genuine insights, practical value, and plenty of inspiration. So without further ado, let's dive in. Welcome to the show, Christian Long.
Namaste, Bob. Thank you so much for having me on. Yay. That was quite the introduction. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's great to be on.
Thanks. It's great to see you. I really appreciate coming on. We know each other, not quite that well. I mean, we're going to talk about a couple of things, a little bit about your journey. I've heard bits and pieces of you in different workshops and retreats we've been at, but I didn't know you were a high school dropout, and I just really curious, and I'm sure the audience would be really enthralled on knowing your journey. How did you get from high school dropout to doing what you're doing now?
Well, it all started when I came out of the womb in 19...
I should have told everybody it's going to be a little entertaining as well.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, that's where you guys are listening, right? You don't want it to be super boring. So without getting too long-winded in this, right? Because we only have 3 segments for this live broadcasting, which, again, great production so far, and looking forward to seeing more of your episodes. So I kind of considered myself a reluctant healer for many, many years, because I started on the spiritual path in 1999 with Transcendental Meditation, which is at the time the world's most well-practiced form of meditation that was developed by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi and then brought to the United States in the mid-50s. He was known as the guru of the Beatles. And so I was reading a book called Body, Mind, and Sport by Dr. Don Douillard. And at the end of the book, he talks about learning meditation. And if you'd like to learn meditation, you can go to the place that he was teaching at, which, funny enough, was 5 miles from my house in Lancaster, Massachusetts. And I thought to myself, all right, sweet. I want to learn about whatever this guy's talking about, flow states, bliss, the unified field, all these things. Sounds great. So I ended up going there. I ended up getting a job there, and they said, everybody who works here, we want them to meditate. And I was like, okay, I get the student rate, right? Because I'm a student. They're like, yep. So I paid my $350. I learned how to meditate. And from that moment, it was right on my birthday in 1999, June 3rd, that my entire life transformed. And I said, this is what I want to dedicate my life to, is spirituality, is meditation. But then 5 years of diligent practice in the morning and the evening doing the TM technique, and then attending the university in Fairfield, Iowa, Maharishi University of Management, also known as MIU, Maharishi International University, because they changed the name. I ended up taking an advanced meditation class, and on that particular class, there was a woman who said, well, I do TM, but I also do something else. And I was like, well, what's the something else? And she goes, well, it's called pranic healing and or hatha yoga. And I go, really? Well, what's that about? And then she lived in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I was living in Fairfield, Iowa, attending the school. And shortly after I took that advanced meditation class there, I dropped out of the school and I went to Vancouver, British Columbia to see that what the heck that she was doing. And that's when I walked into her place and her apartment, and right on her mantle, I saw a picture of this, as I perceived, this old, weak, tiny Asian man. And I said, "Who's that guy?" And she goes, "Oh, that's Grandmaster Choa Koksui, the founder of pranic healing and Arhatic yoga." And I was like, "Huh, he looks really familiar." And that's kind of like what started it, because the 2.5 months that I was in Vancouver, British Columbia, I had my first healing, which at the time I had a headache, shoulder pain, and a fever. And after 20 minutes of two practitioners, an advanced practitioner and a beginning practitioner working on me, all of it went away. The fever was gone, the headache was gone, everything was gone. And I said, "You guys didn't even touch me. What the heck is it that you're doing to me?" And I said, "All right, well, I think this is more in alignment," because when I learned transcendental meditation, the same week I learned Reiki level 1, and then a couple of weeks later level 2. And I remember going, "Huh, so I can like project energy at people and I can help them feel better." And my father, who at the time I didn't know this, but my father's a hyper empath, but he went through Vietnam. He went through 5 years in the Marine Corps, and he went through Da Nang, the worst part of the Vietnam War, and he saw and did some horrific things that basically gave him disability for the rest of his life. And when he was sitting in his chair, I said, "Dad, I learned something about energy healing. And can I practice on you?" And he goes, "Yeah, okay." And I had my hand maybe a foot off of his arm, and I just brought my hand over his arm, and all the hairs on his arm stood up. And then his ears started tingling, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just projecting this energy that they taught me to project." So I learned meditation and energy healing in the same week. And then fast forward to being in Vancouver, British Columbia, and having my first experience with pranic healing. I felt like I had been just ripped out of the matrix and was shown like, all right, the world is not what you think it is. And I remember when I was leaving, when I left that particular meditation and healing clinic, which there's meditation and healing clinics around the world, and pranic healing is our form of doing service. I remember sitting in the car. My girlfriend at the time was driving, and I said, "What is going on?" She goes, "What?" And I go, "I feel something spinning inside of my body and something spinning outside of my body, and I don't know what it is." And she goes, "Point to it, point to it." And I go, "It's right here, right here, like right below my breastbone." And she goes, "Oh, okay, that's your solar plexus chakra." And I was like, "What does that have anything? Why can I now feel it when I could never feel it before?" She goes, "Because it's cleaner. You can feel it now because it's cleaner. You couldn't feel it before because it was always congested and full of stress energy." I was like, "Whoa." And I said, "Okay." And then shortly thereafter, I learned pranic healing in March 26th of 2004. And I've dedicated my entire life to practicing it ever since. So I've been doing pranic healing for 20 years. I've taken all the classes. I've met with the masters multiple times. I've met with Master Choa, the founder, been healed by him, been taught by him directly, been blessed by him multiple times. Every opportunity I got, I was doing my best to be around the teacher to get the blessings and the understanding. And I mean, pranic healing has impacted every area of my life, from my finances to my relationships to my ability to understand things. It's given me humility, which took about 43, almost 44 years to develop. Um,
I do know
and
about you that is something that you work on and may have struggled with in the past. So
tremendously, yes.
yeah. So
So yes, go ahead,
very
Bob.
good. No, I was just going to say, meditation on Twin Hearts was very profound. The first time I did meditation on Twin Hearts by myself, um, is after a Tony Robbins event, and it's like the invocation was so powerful, and it just hit, like clicked the switch in me, and I couldn't find a pranic healing class fast enough, and then I'll name drop Kim Sire. She did a healing on me, and I was going through some rough stuff at the time, and it's like, wow, what did she do to me? I'm leaking, I'm crying. This is like even a day or two later, and it was just like you. I'm like on this path. It's so powerful and profound.
Yeah,
But
I've noticed it with the people who take the classes, like the people who stay within pranic healing for a very long time. My observation are the ones like us who took every single class as quickly as it was offered, and then that just built the foundation of our lives from that point on.
yeah, and the Arhatic yoga practice, I mean, that's my anchor in life. It's just like several nights a week we're doing Arhatic practice together, and it's essential. But I do want to ask, you said you did mention Master Choa and taking classes with him. I've never had that opportunity, but how was that being around him?
So right before I went and attended my first class, which was Arhatic Yoga at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Secaucus, New Jersey, the Crown Plaza, coincidence, right? And I remember my mentor
You
in
know what? I
Florida.
didn't pick up on that at first, but thank you for illuminating me.
That's what we're here for, right? Bringing in the light. And so my mentor at the time said to me, he goes, all right, you're going to be meeting Master Choa for the first time. And he kind of gave me like a script to follow. He's like, okay, when you see the teacher for the first time, do this, ask him these questions, do this and this. And I was like, all right, I'm on board, whatever it takes. Like, I'm going to be around the magic. And so when I saw the teacher for the first time, I remember walking into class. He was starting the invocation for Hatha Yoga. And he was way taller than I thought, 6'1", and he was way more agile than I thought. He wasn't this meek, teeny tiny Asian man, but he was this very like tiger-like figure that moved like a tiger, that had a tremendous amount of power, but at the same time, a tremendous amount of love and sweetness and kindness. And I mean, I could share many stories with the teacher, but I was always impressed that he was able to remember me always. Out of hundreds of thousands of students around the planet, I would go to the classes. I would run into him in a hotel elevator. I would run into him going to the bathroom because I was stalking the teacher any opportunity I could get around him. And he would always say, Namaste, Christian. How are you? And, oh, great, master, great, master. And one quick story I'll share that really gave me an interesting experiences. My mentor said, when you see the teacher, touch his feet. And I'm like, touch his feet. Okay, this is going to be a little bit weird because I don't have a background in spirituality like that. But he goes, touch his feet. And I'm like, all right, I'll touch his feet. So I cornered him out in the hallway. And I'm like, Master Choa, Atma Namaste. And I was walking up to him like kind of slowly. And he knew I was up to something. And I was like, Atma Namaste, Master. And I was leaning forward a little bit. And then I dropped down and I touched his feet. And that's when the problem happened, because as soon as my hands touched the teacher's feet, I left my body. I was out of my body. My consciousness had expanded so quickly, so intensely, that I was no longer grounded. I was somewhere else. I wouldn't say I was hovering above my body. I was just completely out of my body. And then he goes, no, I'm a namaste Christian. And he's touching me and trying to bring me back up, because he doesn't want to create a scene. He doesn't want some, guy flipping and flopping around on his back because he's in ecstatic bliss. And so he eventually stood me up, grounded me, and then I was like, my crown was like off the reservation of how intense the energy was just from 2 to 3 seconds of touching the teacher's feet. And he had shoes on.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is a really amazing story. Thanks for sharing that. I wish I'd had that opportunity, but I do understand that kind of out of body experience where it goes black. You don't even know where you're at or how long you're gone, right? So it's amazing. It's a wonderful experience. Thanks for sharing. But it is time to take a short commercial break. I'm Bob Kolazarik. You're watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. I'll be right back with more Christian Long right after this.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them. Rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies. Find settings that allow them to be the most productive and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Kolazarik. You're watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. We're back with Christian, the always entertaining Christian Long. Welcome
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste. So you talked about, we're energy healers, so we get it. And you were talking earlier about not knowing what a solar plexus chakra was or ever feeling it. So for those new to the concept, what are the chakras that are important in the context of business success? Because I know that's where you specialize.
Yeah, so we'll kind of like start at the beginning and then quickly go to the present moment of how the chakras affect business. So when I've been doing meditation practices for 5 years and had zero understanding of the chakras. I saw the books in the bookstores and the magazines in the magazine rack and the people who did certain kinds of healing practices, but I never understood the chakras. But simply put, the chakra or spinning wheel is an energy center located all over the body. Some schools teach 5, some schools teach 7. Pranic healing teaches 11, but there are many, many, many chakras. You have major chakras, you have minor chakras, and you have mini chakras. But what a chakra does basically is it spins clockwise and counterclockwise. It's spinning to absorb energy, utilizing the energy, and then spinning the opposite to release the energy. And it does this from the moment you're conceived to the moment you leave the body. And so the reason we get sick from an energetic standpoint is that the chakras stop doing their jobs properly. They stop absorbing energy properly, utilizing it properly, and releasing it properly. An example on a physical level would be if you had an apple and you cut up the apple and you eat the apple, your body is digesting it, taking out whatever nutrients it needs, and whatever it doesn't need or can use, it pees or poops out. Same thing with energy. Our body absorbs energy. We take the energy we can use. Whatever we can't, we try to release it. And the reason we get sick is because our body can't do that efficiently. Just like the reason someone has indigestion is because their digestive system can't do its work efficiently. So what pranic healing does is it cleanses the energy body. 80% of what pranic healing is cleansing the energy body, cleansing the aura, cleansing the chakras, cleansing the meridians or energy channels of the body. And then 30 to 20% is energizing the positive. So in the context of business, would we agree that people have business stress? Starting a business, expanding a business, working with employees, vendors, suppliers, there's always a form of some kind of stress. And so the chakra that is most affected, which is the chakra I had healed primarily when I went in for my very first healing session, is the solar plexus chakra. Each of the chakras has a quality connected to it. So for instance, the solar plexus chakra has positive lower emotions and negative lower emotions. So the positive lower emotions would be ambition, drive, perseverance, all very important in business. The lower negative emotions are stress, fear, anxiety, irritability, anger, frustration, low self-esteem. So in order for one to be successful in business, they're going to need to have a clean, healthy, strong solar plexus. Why? So they can push through the obstacles, the resistance of starting and expanding a business, right? And there are other chakras. All the chakras are important in every part of our lives, but certain industries, certain professions, certain practices require certain development of other chakras over others. So for instance, if you're like, you know what, I'm independently wealthy, I never have to work another day in my life, or I'm a sadhu living in the Himalayas, your lower chakras aren't going to be that much of an issue. So your basic chakra, your sex chakra, your navel chakra, not a big deal, because you're not having to earn a living. You're not having to be grounded to the physical world. But I used to work on Wall Street, and I work with people that had very big lower chakras, which are connected to the physical world, which is connected to making money, right? So they were shaped like pyramids, energetically speaking. So their upper chakras were not very activated and developed. So they didn't have expanded peace and joy and inspiration and happiness, right? They had very big lower chakras. So they were able to make money and produce real world results of like closing the deal, right? Most spiritual people are the opposite. They have really, really big upper chakras and they have very little lower chakras. So they have a hard time making money, but they have beautiful experiences in their meditation, maybe they're clairvoyant, etc. So the goal of all spiritual practitioners, whether you're inside or outside of pranic healing and or hatha yoga, is to have big upper chakras balanced out with big lower chakras.
Correct. Also, there is that physical aspect of it too, of maintaining good health in business, right? So, um, how do you help people, the business owners, identify if their chakras are out of balance? You share that.
Excellent question. So, just like you would go to a doctor and you would say, here's my condition, here's my ailment, then the doctor would start going, okay, ask you a series of questions, right? They would do a diagnostic on you. Maybe they even use some kind of machine to do the diagnostic. In pranic healing, people come to us and they say, okay, this is my problem. In the context of businesses, I'm having a lot of disharmony and conflict with employees. I'm having people stealing from my business. Profits are down a third quarter in a row. I'm not able to sleep at night because I'm constantly thinking about this merger that we're putting together, right? So whatever the issue is that the business owner is having, they share, this is my issue, this is my ailment, and then using our diagnostic tools, our energetic diagnostic tools, we scan or feel the person's energy body using our hands. In the center, we have the minor chakra, the palm chakra, and then the tips of the fingers, we have mini chakras. These are like our abilities to understand energetically what is happening with somebody. So as we scan the business owner from the top of their aura, middle of their aura, bottom of their aura, we scan different chakras, it gives us a story of like, okay, the reason the person's business is not doing too well is because of this, this, and this. The interesting thing about business and business owners is that, especially in the beginning of the business, the whole business is getting its energy from its founder. So if the founder doesn't have clean, powerful, prosperous energy, it's going to negatively affect the business. But if the business owner has clean, prosperous energy, strong energy, then their business can feed off of that, so it gets stronger and stronger and stronger, faster and faster and faster. Just like if Elon Musk started a healing business, it would be far more successful than if I'm starting a healing business. Why? Because he has the energy body to take an idea and ground it very, very quickly versus someone like myself, right? Or a homeless person starting a business. They may know all the nitty gritty details of starting a business, but their energy body is the thing that's inhibiting them from having a successful business.
Let me ask you this. How often do you get involved with the heart chakra? I mean, I know we talk about the basic chakra. You need a big basic to go out there and really produce big results. Your solar plexus, you want to keep your emotions in check, but the heart plays a huge part of it, right? As a business owner, can you walk us through that? How important that is to inject love into your work?
Yes, excellent question or excellent point. So the heart chakra is creates a magnetic field that radiates energy outwards that draws people to us. So one of my mentors back in the day when I started pranic healing, he had a waiting list. A waiting list. This is for all business owners and executives and people that are in sales. He had a waiting list of 3 months, and he did 8 hours a day of healing, 6 days a week, and he had a waiting list of 3 months. And I was like, oh my God, like, wait a minute, you don't have a business card? You don't have a website? How are you able to do this? Like, what's your secret? And he's like, lean forward. I was like, all right, what's the secret? And he goes, it's in the heart. And I'm like, that's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear what the marketing strategy was. I wanted to hear what your sales pitch was. Don't tell me the secret's in the heart. And he goes, no, the secret's in the heart. It took me years to figure that out. So how does this relate to business people, to salespeople, to people who are trying to make things happen using the lower chakras, but it's not able to stick? When your heart is activated, it softens all the energies that you're sending out. So the reason people have a hard time working with salespeople is because the energy is very harsh and gritty and agitating to their aura and to their chakras. But if your heart is open and activated, which we could do this through the Twin Hearts meditation on a daily basis, then when you speak and when you use your emotions in connecting with people, it's soft, it's loving, it's penetrating and permeating versus like, buy now, buy now, buy now. So that's why it's very important, yes, to activate the heart chakra. But the interesting thing about doing business in general is designed to activate your heart because it is in the giving that we receive. So as you give products and services to the general public on a massive scale, your heart is being activated to a degree. But it helps to activate it even more to soften your energy and transform the lower negative energies, the stress energies, the irritabilities, the frustration. So your clients and your employees don't pick up on those energies. They're not affected by them.
Master Choa has a great video. I'm sure you've seen it. It's a couple minutes long, but he talks about the will, right? So the ajna chakras, the will. And if you have too much will and not enough heart, then things can break pretty bad too. So you're not really, so you have to kind of balance out the two, right?
The heart always has to grow faster than the will. The heart always has to grow faster than the will. But the interesting thing about that is everything requires will. Even loving somebody requires will. Even doing a loving meditation requires will. Even giving something kind to someone requires will. Having a loving thought, a loving word, a loving action still requires will. But you have to have the heart be more expanded and more developed than the upper will, the higher will. So to summarize, the major chakras that determine whether you're successful in business or unsuccessful in business is the Ajna chakra, known as the master chakra, that controls and regulates the prana of the other chakras. It's like the Washington, D.C. of the energy body. Then you have the solar plexus chakra, that is the drive, the ambition, the desire to succeed. And then lastly is the basic chakra at your tailbone. It gives you the energy to act. And most people fail, not just in business, but most people fail in getting what they need, want, and desire in life because of the solar plexus chakra. Most people have a pretty good idea what their aim is, where they want to go, where they want to take their business, where they want to take their life. Most people have a rough idea. Most people can do the physical actions of like picking up the phone, making the sales calls, doing the mergers, doing the deals. Most people can do the physical actions, but where most people get stuck in business and in life is in the solar plexus because it's connected to self-esteem. So if you don't feel good enough, you're going to get stuck and you won't even take the action because how hard is it physically to pick up a phone, to send out an email? It's not physically difficult, right? That's what the basic chakra helps us with. It's the solar plexus. And the solar plexus needs to be treated 95% of the time for most all conditions.
I could not and probably would not have said it better myself. Thank you for sharing that. It is time to take another short commercial break. I'm Bob Kolazarik, and you're watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. We'll be right back after this.
Did you know that your beliefs create your entire reality, but it's the subconscious beliefs that do most of the creating? Belief shifter and life coach Shiraz can help you identify those limiting beliefs and eliminate them, often in a single session.
Like it was almost instant, like I had relief right away.
Creating better health, relationships, careers, and finances. Let Shiraz help you step out of safety and into awareness.
Definitely something's happening. It's like a flow inside. It feels good.
Whether in person or online, Shiraz provides personal coaching, belief shifting. Visit Shiraz at energeticmagic.com or call 416-529-7429. Energetic Magic on the BBM Global Network, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Find your greater happiness. Be well. Be aware. Be magical.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Kolzarek. You're watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Back with Christian Long, owner of the Inner Transformation Group, specializing in helping business owners and improve their business. So, how long have you've been helping business owners? When did you find this niche?
Yeah, it's kind of like everyone needs healing, right? Everyone needs healing, but they always talk about in business, you got to find a niche, you got to find a niche, you got to find a niche, right? A place to focus. And I remember my first success book I ever read I was 15 years old, and it's actually the book that caused me to drop out of high school. So I guess it did something for me, but it was the first book I ever read on personal development called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill that came out in the 1940s.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's a classic, right? It encompasses a lot of the teachings that Master Choa teaches in his higher classes. And I'd always been interested in business, but I knew I wasn't going to be a typical business person. It's not like I did real estate investing. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate. But I was more interested in energy, like the energy behind business. And so over the years, I would have clients come to me who were business owners, executives, managers of people, like they just had teams of people that they worked with. And I would do healing protocols on them, and they would receive a tremendous amount of results and benefit. One that comes to mind, it's actually one of my top clients because of where she was and where she is now. And she basically, she found me on a YouTube channel, or on my YouTube channel, Inner Transformation Group, and she'd been stalking me for like a good 2 years. Never reached out for healing, but just watched video after video after video. And I have over 600 videos on my channel about energy healing, meditation, practical spirituality, etc. And so she finally reached out to me, and she goes, "Oh, I also do pranic healing, and I'm also an Arhatic yogi." And I go, "Oh, well, this will be really clear and simple for you then." So we did a healing session, and she started getting some rapid results. She was still doing a 9-to-5 sales job and trying to build up her therapy business. And so after a year of working together, she ended up quitting her she was making about $50,000 a year doing her therapy, her sales job. And then she made $250,000 that year of us working together. But in the beginning of us working together, she barely had enough money to do one healing session. But every time we would do healing, she would close 2 or 3 more sales. And then we would do another healing and she'd close 2 or 3 more sales. And she would use that money to continue funding her healing. Because here's the thing, you are only as successful as the cleanliness of your energy body, no matter who you are. So if you want to be more successful in business, you want to be more successful as a business owner, as an executive, as a C-level executive, you have to have a clean, strong, healthy energy body, because you'll have less mistakes, your mind will be sharper, you'll make better decisions, you'll have less stress, you'll have more joy, and you'll be more effective in everything that you do. And that's where she went. And every year she's made more money and more money and more money, and hired assistants, hired marketing people, like she has her own little team that she couldn't have imagined before, because she was living in a food closet in her brother's house. It's not a
Wow.
judgment against her. I'm just telling you where she was in her life. And she was highly educated, highly trained, but guess what? Her energy was very diseased, very congested, and she couldn't see the world clearly. And that's what we
Very,
did healing on.
very Harry Potter-esque, if you know, you know. But I commend her for making that investment into herself. That's huge. You recognize that, and then you start, getting those results, and then, you and I both know you have a couple of healings by somebody who's really good, and you notice it right away, and it's a profound shift and a profound change. So, along the energy healing aspects of it, how do you advise your clients to incorporate energy healing or meditation into their daily routines? Do you have a system for them to do that?
So what I recommend is, if there's 2 routes you can take. You can either hire somebody to do all the heavy upfront lifting for you, or you can do the heavy upfront lifting for yourself, right? And it depends on what the person wants to do. So if they want to take the path of doing it themselves, they can take a weekend pranic healing class. It's like $375. It'll be the best $375 you've ever spent. It's an all-day Saturday, all-day Sunday, 8 hours each day. And in that, you will learn the basic techniques of how to clean a chakra, energize a chakra, stabilize the prana, and do simple protocols for stress, for migraine headaches, for lower back pain. And you'll even learn how to heal family members, right? That would be the path of, you're like, okay, I want to start healing myself, right? Or you can hire somebody like me, or somebody like Bob, or other people within the pranic healing community. And in my experience of doing this for 20 years, and I've studied other healing modalities in other schools, pranic healers are some of the most highly trained energy healers in the world, right? It's one of the most comprehensive systems of energy medicine on the planet. And so you're in good hands, whoever you choose to work with, right? And as the old saying goes, you don't get the teacher you need, you get the teacher you deserve. So you get the healer you deserve, right? And so when people work with me, most everyone does a package with me. 90+% of people who work with me do a package of healing sessions. In the context of the business healings I do, I meet with them for 30 minutes once a week. And then I give them a simple homework assignment to keep their energy strong and helping them in a particular area of their business. And then I do energy healing on their business all month long. So that's what people are paying for. So how I help people in their business, depending upon which tier that they choose to work with me at, is I help them with their team harmony. I help them with their stress levels as a business, and then I help them with their profits, right? And so I've been able to double the profits of many people within a 12-month period, right? So and my rate is far less than what they would be, than the benefit that they're getting. And I remember Master Choa always said that a good employee is somebody who gets you 10 to 15 times what their salary is. So if an employee's salary is $100,000 a year, that employee should be adding $1 million to $1.5 million in revenue to the company, right? So I like to kind of have that share, like the share of the revenue per se, with the people that I'm working with. Like, I want your business to become super successful, so you'll continue working with me, right? So it's a results-based energy healing.
Sounds awesome, and congratulations on your success. But can you explain the business energy scorecard that you have? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's something I put together a few months ago because I was thinking, how can I add more value to my demographic or my niche, right? Business owners and executives. And I realized that if they do this scorecard, which it takes you 5 minutes to do, it's free. And in that scorecard, it reveals to you how your team harmony is, how your stress is in the business, how your profits are in the business, and then how energy healing could improve or not improve, right? Depending upon what your score is. And then based on your score, it gives you specialized recommendations to heal that particular part of your business free of charge, right? And then it gives you an opportunity if you want to sit down and have a consultation with me online, and then we can talk about you hiring me and us working together.
No, that really looks cool. I'm going to put that up with a QR code in a little bit so people can find you. So in terms of listeners today, any recommendations that they can start boosting their harmony and productivity today?
One of the things which you alluded to earlier, Bob, one of the things I would recommend is, as Master Choa says, you don't need hundreds of techniques. You need a few advanced techniques practiced regularly. So the Twin Hearts meditation is something I always recommend people to start practicing, because within one meditation, your inner aura, which is typically 2 to 4 inches, meaning how big your energy body is for most people, your inner aura is 2 to 4 inches. When you do the Twin Hearts meditation one time, the inner aura expands to 35 to 50 feet, because everything in life requires energy. So if you want to be more successful in life and more successful in business, you need to have energy. So doing the Twin Hearts meditation daily compounds and gives you more and more energy to do the work that you need to do. So that would be my first recommendation. And there are many YouTube channels. I would recommend, from where I am, if you go to uspranichealing.com, US like United States, uspranichealing.com, you'll see the Twin Hearts meditation in a CD form. If you don't like a CD form, contact Bob and he can give you an MP3 form, because some people don't have CD players anymore, right? So I get it.
I think you can download the audibles off, I think, Master Glenn's website, the Center for Pranic Healing. I think you could do the audio, but we only got a minute to go. So I like to put the slide up for you. And you can talk us through this. This is your...
Yeah, so you just click on the, you highlight the little QR code, and then it'll open up to the businessenergy.scoreapp.com, and then you just take the test. It's about 40 questions, take you 5 minutes to do, and you'll have some amazing recommendations based on the information that you put in. So it took me a long time to put that together and a lot of mental effort, and I hope it benefits each and every person that takes it.
Sounds awesome. And then your website, intertransformationgroup.com. So if people wanted to get in touch with you or maybe do a meditation practice with you, you have a meditation group, don't you? I mean,
yeah. So right now we're doing meditation every Sunday at 9 a.m. Hawaii time, which would be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 a.m. Hawaii time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Sunday.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend people to do that. Christian, thank you for being here. It's been a great guest, and just really wish you continued success in spreading pranic healing, Arhatic yoga, and helping people in need. Really, it's an honor to have you here. So, but it is time to take another short commercial break. I'm Bob Kolazarek, and this is Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them. Rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies. Find settings that allow them to be the most productive and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Kolazarek. You're watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. This brings us to the end of another enlightening episode. And, I'm so grateful for Christian Long of the Inner Transformation Group being here with me. You could tell he really knows his stuff. He's been practicing, this modality for a very long time. So I just want to say thank you again for sharing your journey, your wisdom, and these practical tools with us today. Your insights have certainly provided a fresh perspective that will leave a lasting impact on our listeners, especially as admire his work with the business community. Excuse me, so many people in the business world need our level of help. So this is definitely a man dedicated to helping others, and I highly recommend him. I think we can all agree, like I said, business professionals and owners could use his services in a big, big way. So take advantage of that business energy scorecard and set up a call with them, and I am sure you will not be disappointed. And also, if you are interested in your own personal healing, I am offering a 20% discount for new clients. So if you scan the QR code, I know it's a little small, but I think your camera can pick it up. You can take 20% off an hour-long healing with me. Just hit the QR code, schedule your appointment, and just get it booked. And if you're still not sure about pranic healing or what we're talking about, schedule a free discovery call with me. Again, just scan that QR code. We'll help you get some clarity and direction. Plus, I'll give you a free 10-minute stress relief healing. We talked about some of the chakras that are essential, and there's other chakras that go into the whole stress relief protocol. So be happy to take you on for a call. You won't regret it, I promise you. I just got to keep in mind also, the mind is like a raging river. When it's rushing and you're stressed, and when the river's rushing, all you can see is the turbulent nature of the flow. But when it's clear, you can see to the bottom easily. You can see the fish. It's clear and peaceful. Mind is like that. So when you can still that turbulent mind, you'll be able to see with greater clarity, and I can certainly help you with that. But that is it for me today. But please follow me on my social media, selfhelpcoachingllc.com. I'm also new to TikTok and X, formerly known as Twitter. So expanding my platforms to reach more people, and hopefully you'll follow, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So that's it. Like I said, I'm Bob Kolazarek. Thank you for watching another episode of Greetings from the Ashram. We're streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Have a great weekend, everyone. Namaste.
This has been Greetings from the Ashram with host Bob Kolazarik. Through meaningful conversations and practical insights, this show invites you to explore the endless possibilities for personal growth, healing, and spiritual awakening. Tune in each week to discover how these practices can bring balance and harmony to your life, making it a true journey of self-discovery. Fridays, 7 p.m. on the Bold Brave TV network.